Hello and welcome to another Replica Reviews video. Now today we're going to be doing another one of our little how-to guides, and today we're going to be disassembling and reassembling the Taurus PT-92. Now this is the plastic version that I've recently reviewed. If you haven't already checked out the review, or if you want to know any more information, feel free to pop across and have a look at it. I've gone into a full in-depth analysis of this gun. Unfortunately it wasn't my cup of tea, but anyway, different story. Today we're going to be reassembling or first of all we're going to be disassembling, shall I say, this pistol. Now the first thing you want to do with any gun when you're disassembling it, just get the magazine out there. As you can see, it was empty anyway, but you can't remove the slide if the magazine's in. Also, from a safety point of view, you need to make sure the gun is empty. So as you can see there, we've got no BBs in the chamber, nothing rattling around, no, nothing's come out. Cycle it through, no, nothing stuck in there at all. So we're pretty clear now that the gun is empty. Which is, if you're disassembling, it should always be the first thing you should do. Never assume a gun is empty, because it'd be sod's law the one time you go, oh, it's empty, you put a hole in your foot. So anyway, first of all, like with any Beretta really, the first step you want to do is this little button here. Hopefully you can just see this on the screen. You want to push that in, and as you can see by my finger, something else is popping out on the other side. So what we'll do is we'll flip it over, and I'll show you what's popping out. You see that little pin? Now holding it in on the back, you just want to slip this lever down, and as you can see the slide is already trying to come forward. Ta-da! And it's come off. Now this gun's secret, obviously it's all plastic, there's an awful lot of metalwork in here. It's a little bit weird, can't say I'm a fan of it, but anyhow, it's there, it's doing whatever it is that it does. The main purpose of this bit, I'm guessing, is to act as the rail unit to keep the slide on. Now the slide disassembly, I haven't actually done this before. I'm pretty certain you bring it out and you can see there's a pin just here. So you want to bring this forward and hold it just in place, pushing the barrel down, there we go, and bringing it all out. And as you can see from this point, it all falls apart and there's lots of different gun pieces everywhere, and it all looks very messy. So what we're going to do now is, this is essentially field stripped. It's at this point here that you'd want to clean inside your trigger group, make sure there's no muck in there, make sure there's no dust in all of this section, make sure that all the gas unit here is nice and clean. And the only advice I'd really give for lubrication is don't overdo it. Little and often is the way forward. I wouldn't necessarily recommend drowning in oil. From experience it doesn't work and it just gets very, very, very messy. But anyway, different story again. If you watch one of my original field strip videos of the Tanfolia Witness, I'd gone a little bit mad the day before with about half a gallon of oil, but we won't be doing that again. So anyway, from this point here you can clean it, do whatever. Now for the fun bit, the reassembly. Now this is going to go one of two ways. You'll see I'm doing it on a camera. I've got to line this spring up with the front here. So hopefully this goes to plan. It'd be sod's law, it's going to be 6 takes later. But anyway, we'll start with the reassembly. Okay, so at this point here, first thing you want to do is just take this spring guide, and this is going to be inserted first. Now the thing to remember is this needs to go in first, and then when you put it in you just need to hold it to the front so that you can insert the whole of the barrel assembly. Now inserting the barrel assembly, you have to go up and then forward. You can't just drop it straight in. It doesn't go in through the top, and unlike 1911s it doesn't go in through the front, so you need to come in from behind and then up. Now it's going to possibly take a couple of takes doing this. Obviously doing this around a camera, it's not as easy as if I was just doing it myself. So what we're going to do first, obviously as I've just explained, is we're going to line up the spring and bring the follower forward, and as you can see it just goes like so. So I'm going to hold that in place, hopefully like this. Now from this point here you want to get the barrel, and as I said, you want to go up at an angle and then forward, and then that should in theory just drop straight into place. Once you've done this, just release it to the rear, and then you're ready to let this spring go forward. Now as you might be able to see, there is a small hole just here. Now that's where that little pin sits in. So with the pin upright like this, you need to guide it past the first block, rotate it 180 degrees, and then allow it to rest into place like so. And as you can see, it just slots right into place. As you can see there, just goes straight in. Now it's really important to make sure that that all marries up perfectly, otherwise the gun's not going to reassemble correctly in a second when we bring the slide and the receiver back together. Now thing to remember with this gun in particular is it uses rails here. This is what keeps the the actual slide on the top of the gun, and they kind of just rest up against this metal unit here. Now it's really important to line it up nice and gently, don't just slam it on, because obviously being a plastic slide, if you slam it on too hard you're probably going to end up breaking this section here. And then in theory we should just be able to bring that back like so into the rear position, flip that little lever up and then cycle it through just to make sure I've done my job properly, fire off the action and job done. Now hopefully you found this helpful, hopefully it's helped you out a little bit there. If you want to see more information on this pistol, or if you want to see a full review, feel free to check out the tabletop review we've done for this recently. Again, that's over on our channel. Should be pretty simple enough to find. Just quickly type in Taurus PT-92 and it'll come straight up. If you want to see any close-up pictures, anything like that, feel free to check out our new Facebook page. We're getting ever so close to 100 likes. It'd mean the world to us if you could pop over, give it a like. And if you've got any friends, anybody you shoot with that's into their air guns or airsoft guns, get them to give it a like as well, because obviously the more people we get on, the better the community. And there's very, very few pages on Facebook dedicated to air guns and airsoft and sort of just general actual talking about guns. There's a lot of for sale sites, but it's not actually any forums. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with the page. So if you want to check that out, feel free to use the link below in the description, or simply type or simply search, let's say, replica reviews on Facebook, and we should pop up there. You'll see our little logo, etc. So it should be quite easy to find. Anyway, until our next video, hopefully you found this interesting and helpful. Our next video will probably be a tabletop video, so we'll be back to actual full-length reviews. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until then, take care.